The screen lights up in deep blue, like the discreet ember of a dream about to come true. A soft voice asks, "Would you feel the air change if your destiny were knocking at the door?" This instant seals the pact between us and the life that awakens. Before we move forward, write the mantra in the comments. I choose to grow. Each syllable reinforces your intent. Tap the heart of the video, leave your sign of approval, and invite the universe to register your name in the archives of abundance. Feel the pulse in your chest, the cold air going through your throat, the skin crawling without warning. None of these indications is accidental. They are internal compasses pointing to a stage that does not arrive with trumpets, it arrives with meaning. You don't walk through steel gates, it pierces a translucent veil that only moves for those who dare to see with the spirit. For years his inner clock marked hours that the world did not understand. Now, as the flame vibrates, you notice that the music has changed. The melody comes soft but firm, as if knowing exactly where it should land. In this opening, I offer 3 promises: loyalty to your emotions, fearless clarity, and a step-by-step narrated path. Close your eyes for a second and feel the ground vibrate. There's a secret compass just below your feet, reminding you that nothing about you is random. With this recognition, we breathe together and walk through the first door. The next scene will reveal signals that the body has been emitting to confirm that this transition has already begun. Keep the mantra pulsing in your mind as the flame expands, converting into a portal of liquid light. This portal does not require a passport. All it takes is awakened awareness. When your feet touch the shimmering passageway, each nerve will send silent confirmations that concrete futures are approaching. Feel the electricity in the air, for this silent current changes everything, even before logic fully understands it. As it crosses the luminous arc, the scene slides into amber hues. There is no music, just a low-pitched pulse that mimics a heartbeat. Notice the breathing that slows down without command, the shoulders that have released forgotten tension. These minor physiological adjustments herald that the internal route has been recalibrated. Observe the skin, a subtle heat running down the nape of the neck and down the back, as if invisible hands aligned vertebrae one by one. Blood circulates more freely, and each cell acts as a sentinel, picking up newly arrived frequencies. That body you inhabit, so often ignored, becomes an advanced instrument panel. It vibrates before any prognosis, translating decisions that the mind still formulates into hypotheses. When the belly becomes light, it announces possibilities. When the chest contracts, it signals deviations. Look also at recent dreams, recurring symbols, doors, spirals, wet stone paths. Even the seemingly banal details, missing the bus, meeting old friends, flying over rivers, whisper directions. Your unconscious speaks the language of the future. Meanwhile, the environment responds. Light bulbs flicker for no reason. Clocks stop for seconds. Messages arrive in perfect synchronicity. None of this is superstition, it is resonance. Like it or not, you're tuned in. From now on, every bodily sensation will be a compass. Treat it with respect. Drink water, take a deep breath, write down what you notice. Small actions consolidate the bridge between impulse and rational understanding. Remain vigilant as the next frame will acknowledge your past, validate your scars, and explain why these signs have gained traction just now. And when your chest vibrates in crystalline rhythm, understand, the story that lives in you is about to receive a voice, a name, and full, true recognition. The scenery softens to sepia tones, like an old album flipped through carefully. Imaginary photos project episodes that only you know, that dawn when you held back tears to keep smiling, the day you trusted and received silence, the times when you bet everything on your own intuition. None of this was in vain. The narration now offers him sincere recognition. You walked through uneven terrain, listened to the laughter of those who doubted, and still sustained the flame of your desires. Each disappointment carved wisdom into its contours, carving patience, flexibility, and courage. As the images move forward, I present 3 observations. First, your sensitivity is not weakness. She saved you from unseen pitfalls. Second, his insistence was not stubbornness. It was a commitment to dreams that no one else saw. Third, your ability to love without measure is a reason for honor, not shame. To seal these truths, the first card of the oracle appears on the dark wooden table, still turned over. The gold border shimmers in the soft light, suggesting that confirmation only awaits touching. Feel at this moment the air expanding in your lungs. The past does not define him, he shaped it. And each scar, far from devouring him, strengthened the walls of his inner temple. The camera brings the back of the letter closer, inviting him to turn the piece with me. When it reveals itself, we will understand why every silent effort must finally find visible reward. Take a deep breath, keep the mantra alive. I choose to grow. Revelation is a whisper away. In the next chapter, the 10 of Cups will open the horizon, and you will see your heart reflected in a mirror of possibilities. Prepare to accept joy without embarrassment, for it will come in generous waves. The card rotates and reveals the 10 of Hearts, radiant as a rainbow after summer rain. A collective sigh seems to cross the screen, as this image contains the promise of plenitude that the heart recognizes at first glance. See the 10 bowls occupying the sky like festive lanterns. Each holds emotion that you cultivated even when the clouds were thick. This vision confirms it. His affection did not run in vain. He structured an invisible house that now receives a roof of light. To celebrate is to honor the journey lived. Notice 2 figures with raised hands greeting the horizon. They symbolize unity that does not require masks, coexistence where silences are understood effortlessly. If you thought feeling too much was weakness, the 10 of Cups responds by showing affection turned into foundation. Here, joy is not a cry, it is a gentle certainty that fills the chest and overflows. Also, note the damp earth under the character's feet. She reminds us that lasting joy springs up when roots find fertile soil. You have dedicated hours to watering dreams, even when tired, and this picture legitimizes all the effort. Take a test now. Remember a time when you loved without return, and then allow yourself to smile. Notice how the body relaxes, proving that old seeds begin to germinate. The glow of the 10 of Cups resonates with the mantra, I choose to grow. Whenever you say it, imagine these bowls filling with crystal clear water. While the blade remains in the center of the table, the golden edge pulsates, announcing continuity. The next card will slide across the dark cloth and show that this contentment can become a tangible legacy. Stay tuned, as the 10 of Pentacles will reveal the expansion of this happiness in the form of structure and security. The dark cloth slides, and the 10 of Pentacles appears, gleaming like a newly opened safe. Unlike the intimate party of the previous letter, here the focus falls on the tangible work. An arch of coins forming a stone portal, children playing in a safe courtyard, a watchdog resting. This scene shows that complete joy needs walls to echo and a roof that protects it from the wind. Notice the coins carved with celestial signs, symbolize cycles that you have gone through with patience. Each sign holds learning that now becomes effective, material and spiritual heritage. Remember that inheritance is not just money, it is value transmitted in care, wisdom and good habits. As you look at the image, ask yourself, what legacy do I want to leave? Perhaps it is a welcoming home, a company guided by ethics, art that inspires future eyes. Its history holds foundations that other lives can inhabit with safety and joy. The 10 of Pentacles offers conditions for this to flourish, but warns, prosperity requires conscious management. or it will fade. See also the old man sitting at the door, hand on staff. He represents his future self, witnessing the completed work. Feel anticipated gratitude for living in a time when the harvest has already ripened. This feeling transforms routines into bigger planned steps. To fix the message, imagine the 10 coins lighting up one by one, like lamps in the hall where descendants will celebrate achievements. By repeating, "I choose to grow," visualize golden circuit linking previous cups to these coins, sustaining flow of abundance. The letter returns to the table. When the cloth recedes again, a coin detaches and rolls into a golden petal. Where it lands, there is a loaded vine. This metamorphosis prepares the ground for the 9 of Pentacles, which will reveal awareness of one's own worth before any external applause. The golden petal slowly rises, rotating on itself until it becomes the 9 of Pentacles. Unlike the previous collective scene, the focus retreats to a tranquil garden where only one figure remains. She holds a gloved falcon, a symbol of tame discipline, while laden vines skirt a pale stone pergola. Here abundance is located in the personal sphere, the direct result of silent effort. Smell the scent of ripe vines. This aroma reminds you that you deserve to enjoy what you have planted. It is not presumption, it is a conquered right. The falcon looks at the horizon, ready to fly if there is a call. This readiness reveals that private success does not close gates. It provides a solid foundation for upcoming challenges. Examine the character's dress, embroidered with flowers that repeat the same motif 9 times. This recurrence reinforces the idea of consistency. When habits are healthy, results are naturally replicated. Think of the small daily acts that no one sees. Nighttime study, body care, subtle prayers, all now line up in an invisible support network. To anchor the sensation, close your eyes and imagine yourself walking among rows of red grapes. Each step produces a gentle crackle of dry leaves. You touch a fruit, feel fresh pulp, and understand that nothing prevents you from savoring your own effort. Say softly, "I choose to grow," allowing the sweet taste to spread across the tongue. The 9 of Pentacles also warns, comfort is not lethargy. If the garden does not receive attention, weeds appear. So celebrate, but keep your presence. Soon after, the scenario will expand again. Inner paths will join external opportunities brought by the approaching threshold. Prepare for the violet door that will emerge, guiding 2 destinies that resonate in the same transformative frequency. The violet light appears at the edge of the garden and opens like a liquid curtain. Each edge sparkles, inviting 2 previously parallel rails to meet at the same point. You feel slight traction in your chest, a sign that your inner path attracts a corresponding trajectory. As he crosses the veil, he perceives the smell of damp earth mixed with light incense, remembering that matter and spirit already talk without noise. 2 beams of light, one silver and one gold, spiral slowly until they form a narrow bridge over a tranquil lake. The air vibrates with the low timbre of a distant drum, reminding us that great encounters always arrive marked by rhythm. Tiny flames dance on the surface of the water, reflecting possible futures in flashes of copper. Think for a moment about the people who crossed your life. Some stayed, others followed a different path. Whoever arrives now will be calibrated to his recent beat. It won't require disguises or ask you to dim brightness. You will recognize your musical note intuitively, as if the melody has always been known. Notice that the portal does not push, it seduces by resonance. You are free to move forward or to stay. If you choose to proceed, mentally declare, "I choose to grow," and you will feel the firm ground even before you step on. This confidence is born of the congruence between desire and maturity. On the other side, a silhouette is already outlined that echoes its vibration. Undefined but familiar contours resemble a drawing made in charcoal before the final paint. This presence does not complete voids, it magnifies fullness. As you take the last step beyond the violet glow, the ambience changes to pulsating golden yellow. It is the beginning of the harmonic dance between two finely tuned energy fields, the subject of the next panel, where we will see waves intertwining in precise cadence. In perfect, total, essential consonance, the golden space vibrates like a sounding board. Wavy lines emerge from the ground, cobalt blue and soft carmine, dancing in sync, sometimes crossing, sometimes parallel. They represent two vital fields, recognizing similarity. No one leads, no one gives in. There is natural alternation, such as improvised steps that surprise by their harmony. You observe from the outside and at the same time feel inside, as a line is born in the center of your chest, the other part of invisible but recognizable origin. Perhaps someone known, perhaps a figure about to appear on the corner of an ordinary day. Each time the waves approach, the air crackles like suppressed laughter. There is lightness here. The previous narrative spoke of legacy and effort. Now the scenery brings play, pleasure, and curiosity. Movement replaces heavy expectations. Imagine comparing sincere laughter, first date, steaming coffee, stares picking up on wordless jokes. This is the frequency that paints the space. It does not seek to repair wounds. It seeks to multiply existing vitality. Connect to the memory of a light moment you have lived. Let out a discreet smile. When it does this, the blue line vibrates louder and responds to the gesture with a quick flash. This confirms that energetic exchange does not require immediate physical presence. In the center of the room, the waves spiral upwards, raising a luminous column where sparks dance in slow revolution. It is an invitation to a real encounter, words, touches, and plans. No hurry is imposed. The golden space honors organic maturation time. Before we leave, the lines converge, touch the soil and germinate white seed. Soon emerald green branches sprout, a sign that healthy union bears fruit. This sprout leads to the next scene, for both long mature, where we will see firm steps of the Saint of Pentacles, ensuring that the discovered strength becomes a safe path. The scenery changes to plain under soft golden light. There appears the Knight of Pentacles on a robust horse. Unlike anxious warriors, he advances at a steady pace, raising a banner only after measuring ground. Each step of the animal raises shimmering dust that returns to the ground as seed. Notice the armor, aged bronze, carved with olive branches. No glossy excesses, just calm strength that needs no noisy demonstration. The wide coin that the knight holds in his left hand is not a trophy, it is a commitment. It represents a promise to plant, care for, and harvest. He only offers it when he realizes that nearby soils have enough depth. As you watch, remember the times when haste sabotaged plans. The knight proposes another logic. Constancy overcomes anxiety. Small daily steps, even without immediate applause, inaugurate durable roads. Imagine yourself walking beside him. Feel the heart rate synchronizing to the gentle trot. On the horizon, a row of oak trees shows that perseverance creates forests. None of these trunks rose in days. Today, provide cool shade awake to the wind. Your project, relationship, or talent follows the same metric. Now, notice that the horse carries a saddlebag with simple tools: shovel, seedbed, notebook. He recalls that planning must be accompanied by tangible action, writing goals, reviewing budgets, reserving moments for self-care. Each gesture is equivalent to planting a stake that will prevent structure from giving way. At the end of the plain, the knight stops, sticks the coin in the ground and waits for a slight crack. The invisible root begins to grow. This almost inaudible sound heralds future security. When you hear something similar in your reality, you will recognize a sign that discipline has become fertile power. The next card, king of Bastos, will show how keen vision directs this newly consolidated force. A vertical flame rises from the newly sown soil and, as it cools, reveals the king of Bastos. He appears on beaten earth, feet firm, looking ahead, stick burning in his right hand. Unlike the diligent knight, this archetype governs entire panoramas. Its purple mantle stirs even without wind, suggesting influence that precedes movement. When he raises the stick, sparks project imaginary constellations in the clear sky, marking possible directions for those who observe. The king does not command a rush, distributes clear direction. He points out distant mountains and draws invisible lines that light up in fiery yellow, drawing interconnected roads. You notice that the seeds planted have gained a map. Vision without execution rusts. Execution without vision exhausts. The union of the two generates consistent progress. Note the flame that runs through the staff. It starts intense but narrow, then widens until it embraces the crown. This expansion reminds us that ideals need to get out of the head and touch sensible reality. Mentally face a goal stored in the back of the drawer. Give it color, shape, deadline. Feel your pulse quicken. It is a sign that the spark has accepted an invitation to grow. The king then drives the staff into the fertile soil left by the knight. The wood sinks without resistance, connecting heaven and earth. From the base, concentric circles of light run across the plain, lighting strategic landmarks like night beacons. You feel the metal alive, neither cold nor hot, remembering that resources are neutral energy awaiting true, clear intention. Breathe and repeat. I choose to grow. When you open your eyes, you'll see a single gleaming coin gliding down the illuminated trail. It rolls until it rests in the palm of your hand. This symbol prepares the next revelation, the Ace of Pentacles, a concrete manifestation that invites material commitment to what the heart has already considered valuable. The coin rests in his hand, but soon widens, turning into the Ace of Pentacles that floats before his chest. The golden disc emits green pulses, each beat opening portals full of tangible opportunities, contracts, projects, land, job offers. In the center, a delicate pentagram shines, reminding us that healthy matter arises when purpose and ethics go together. Note the oak arcade that rises behind the symbol. It is an invitation to step on new ground. Before moving forward, ask yourself, which seed to plant first? Business, course, retirement, travel, or change of city? The ace offers fresh clay block. Shape will depend on your conscious drawing. Notice the stream of water under the portal. It shows that financial flow needs to circulate. Keeping everything creates stagnation. Intelligent circulation ensures that the river returns wider, bringing nutrients that were previously absent. Without lightness, gold becomes weight. Without contour, it turns to dust. Self-knowledge watches over the harvest, driving away empty promises and illusory shortcuts. Define fractions to invest, reserve, share. These decisions become channels where money breathes. When touching the coin, vibration runs through the arm and chest, a sign that the body accepts responsibility. Treasure does not grow alone. It requires study and discipline. However, extreme hardness kills sprouts. Balance is key. Visualize sliding the coin over the earth. It sticks, the emerald stem sprouts, an echo of the previous green. 3 leaves are born, representing thought, emotion, and action aligned. Suddenly, gray shadow covers the scene. Restlessness runs through the air. The oracle responds by throwing 2 cards to the ground, 4 and 7 of hearts, warnings of inattention and excess of options capable of diverting focus. Pay ear, because the next box will show you how to recognize these inner reflexes without losing the direction that the present opportunity requires. 4 empty bowls appear in front of a figure sitting under a tree. He observes the ground, nor does he notice a luminous hand offering an additional chalice. It is the harsh warning of the Four of Cups, to pass blessing through emotional saturation. Remember how many times, tired or distracted, he refused an invitation that could change the entire scenario. Not for lack of deserving, but for excessive rumination. Standing water loses freshness, feelings stored too much cloud perceptions. As this scene remains, a bluish veil slides and reveals a marble slab where 7 canopies float. Each container bears a tempting image: crown, jewels, serpent, sleeping dragon castle, cloud-cutting shining mask. The 7 of Cups presents the opposite dilemma: dispersion in the face of alternatives, a fascination that divides energy. Whoever tries to embrace everything is not really safe. Watch as colored lights flash inside the cups. They look at you as living showcases. The challenge is to choose without paralyzing, to refuse seductive illusions that hide thorns. To deal with both alerts, I propose a presence exercise. Breathe 4 times, release 7. In the short inspiration, focus on the legitimate joy that has already landed. On the long exhale, release fantasies that steal focus. Repeat until you hear your heart mark a stable rhythm. Now imagine selecting just one of the 7 images, perhaps the castle or the cut cloud, and bringing it closer to the glass offered by the luminous arm. They merge into a single container filled with crystal clear water. This symbolic gesture shows a combination of gratitude and discernment, an antidote to apathy and dispersion. When the cup overflows with light, the ground trembles slightly. A giant disk crosses the sky like a rotating cog and takes its place in the firmament. It is the wheel of fortune announcing a decisive turn, a theme that will dominate the next block, where aligned choices will be elevated by undeniable synchronicities. The Ferris wheel of celestial metal fits into the firmament, beginning to spin in eloquent silence. Each ray carries symbols it recognizes: crescent moon, DNA spiral, industrial gear, lotus flower. These icons remind you that personal cycles talk to cosmic cycles. Particular change echoes larger trend. The central axis glows, indicating that momentum is favorable. Imagine hearing soft click every time you choose aligned meets opportunity. Clicks become melody as you watch golden hands travel through quadrants. There is no retreat, just a new return offering an unprecedented point of view. I ask, what decision have you been trying to make for weeks? Visualize the name of this decision written in light on the outer rim. When the wheel completes circumference, see the word shine with magnified intensity. This brilliance confirms that the time has come. In the opposite quadrant, there is empty space waiting for concrete action. Email sent, registration completed, invitation accepted, order made. Promise to perform until the next sunrise. Commitment brings traction. Blue lightning cuts through distant cloud and discharges energy on the shaft. Spark travels through rays, illuminating each symbol. Moon becomes mirror. DNA expands, gear turns, lotus opens. This cascade of activation indicates synchronicities ready to jump from theory to practice. Did you feel tingling in your fingers? It is the body's electrical response. Use it to hold your day's steering wheel without fearing curves. Repeat, I choose to grow, will turn clicks into internal applause. Finally, the wheel slows down until it rests in the starting position, but now each spoke shines. This means that starting point has become higher in the spiral for new conscious and inspired creations. Embrace expanded perspective, as the next scenario will bring visible structures, illuminated columns, set table, colored lanterns, symbols of the Four of Bastos and the star that will celebrate progress and point true direction. Columns of lightstone rise under indigo sky, forming a quadrangular portico. There are 4 bastos joining lintels in perfect symmetry, adorned by garlands of honey-colored flowers. Inside the square, a dark wooden table receives a raw linen tablecloth, and 2 thin candles await the spark that will soon arrive. The scene vibrates with the feeling of conquered home. It is not a distant palace. It is real space where your voice finds echo without distortion. Remember the times you sought belonging, closed doors, withdrawn invitations, interrupted conversations. Notice how they all dissolve in this environment, replaced by empty chairs waiting for beloved names. You walk between columns. Each step lights up a golden band on the ground, tracing silent choreography. When it reaches the center of the table, candles light by themselves. Flames project spirals that rise to the sky, where a known constellation emerges. The star. It glows in soft turquoise, scattering luminescent particles that fall as light rain. Each drop touches the surface and transforms flax scraps into small mirrored lakes. You see his serene face reflected, flanked by the reflection of someone who shares a horizon. Maybe it's already by your side. Maybe it's coming, but the reflection guarantees company. Reach out and touch water. Concentric waves expand, find pillars and paint them light blue. It is the star guaranteeing guidance. Whenever doubt strikes, remember the blue color covering columns. It will point to inner north. At the top, 5 beams emerge from the star, cross the portico and form a luminous arc, declaring the official inauguration of this symbolic home. The party begins in the soul, imaginary laughter, soft music, and smells of baked bread. Before we move on to closing, breathe and register the certainty. Stability can be light, direction can be sweet, pleasure can be useful for a very calm heart. Night sky becomes golden dawn, while horizon takes on rosy hues. 2 silhouettes walk side by side on an herbaceous hill, hands clasped together. No hurry, just a safe step that recognizes conquered destiny. Birds describe circles, greeting new phase. The air carries the smell of fresh bread coming from a distant village, reminding us that spiritual achievements require simple expression in everyday life. Below, the city slowly awakens. Bells ring, dogs bark, windows open. Everything participates in the consecration because internal change always spills over into the surroundings. The houses receive a coat of luminous paint, analogous to the shine that covers their shoulders. This irradiation does not flaunt, inspires. Each curious look ignites its own desire for transformation. At the highest point of the hill, the figures stop. The grass holds cold dew, but warm rays reach faces. You breathe in unison, forming a small white cloud that rises and merges at the first few strands of the morning. This collective breath establishes an alliance, to grow together without sacrificing individual freedom. The lens gets closer and reveals details. Expression lines tell stories, discrete scars become medals, eyes shine without fear. Nothing was lost. Everything became wisdom. The voiceover recalls, yesterday was a laboratory, today a completed work, tomorrow a platform for new choices. Behind you, the 4 bastos portico remains anchored. Under it, the table set receives flowers, fruits, steaming mugs. Guests arrive bringing instruments, laughter, improvised dances. There is no rigid script for celebration. There is collective spontaneity sustained by mutual trust. Raise imaginary chalice and pronounce I choose to grow. Words echo down the hill, turning into colorful waves that embrace city, river, mountain. The star reappears at the zenith, releasing shimmering rain that lands on uplifted hands. Every drop awakens the intention to share resources, talents, affection. It is the universe's response to the soul that has learned to ask without begging, to receive without guilt, and to give without emptying itself. As the screen darkens, the final sentence emerges. May the light that is now born guide your days, without you having to forget the shadows that made you complete. Breathe, smile, and move on. With confidence and serene joy, the cycle continues, but you have ascended a permanent step.